keep stopping the video, and I'm not supposed to stop it. But here I am again. I guess this is going to be the third video. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, did y'all hear about Iggy Azalea on Christmas sending messages to Playboy Cardi because he wasn't, first of all, he wasn't there on Christmas. I guess this is his firstborn son, and she expected him to be there, and he hasn't signed the birth certificate, and she was online going off and saying, I can't believe that you would miss your son's first Christmas. I can't believe you haven't signed the birth certificate. I can't believe you made me keep this pregnancy a secret because you had a project coming out. All of these things, this poor girl, no, not poor girl. Hold on, I'll be right back. All of these things that Iggy Azalea is experiencing is what we as Black women have been saying over and over again when it comes to dealing with Black men, American Black men, is that it doesn't matter, although they make you believe that you are somehow a better option than the women who look like him. They give you this false idea that you are in fact better, and then they treat you exactly the way they treat Black women. And now you're a single, and now it's not funny, now you're a single mother. I have heard some stats going around saying that if you partner with a Black American man, you are 7 times more likely to be a single mother. So we are not sure. We see white women all the time, I'll say non-Black women all the time, who partner with Black men with their encouragement while they demean women that they come from. But in that, they make you believe that you're better than and that you'll be treated differently. And when you have evidence that Black men don't stay in the home. Also, there's evidence that Black women are choosing to be single mothers more often than not. It's a proactive option and not a reactive option. They're actually making the choice to do that. But for her to share with us that he told her to hide her pregnancy. He hasn't signed the birth certificate, and he's not visiting the kid. He is showing you, like when he asked you to hide your pregnancy, you should have known then, Iggy. You wanted to augment your body to appeal to a group of men whose average yearly income is $23,000. You wanted to partner with men who notoriously are not in the homes of their children. You wanted to partner with a man, you wanted to attract this type of man. You can't tell me that white women are not augmenting their posteriors to attract white men. They're doing it to attract Black men. And Black men are so ridiculous in their thinking that they don't even understand that her trying to attract them is for her own personal use, her whole phase, to get back at daddy. You know the saying, once you go Black, you never go back. I think Black people look at that as a compliment, when in other communities, once you go Black, you can't go back. That's what it is. You can't. Because now, simply by partnering with him, do you think a white man will marry Iggy Azalea? Do you think so? Do you think a white man is going to raise a biracial child that's not his, that he didn't produce with a Black woman? No. Because the same way Black men don't take care of things they don't feel that they own, you know, We could see the children aren't included in that, but white men are the same way. A man is not going to take care of something he feels like he doesn't own unless he is an admirable person. An admirable person. It takes an admirable man to raise the child of another man, especially when men are socialized the way they are. But Iggy Azalea has augmented her body to attract the type of man who, when you partner with him, lowers your social status. It's true. Because if a single mother, right, is low on the totem pole because she has come in contact with a man and decided not to stay with him for whatever reason, but she is now a single mother, her social status has now gone down. Right? So now your social status, not only are you a single mother, but the father of the child is a black man. I don't know how you're going to come out of that, girl. And you really think there's so many non-black women who think that if they partner with black men, that's some kind of prize? And they do, and they make you feel comfortable. They manipulate you by making it seem like, oh, I'm choosing you over my own. So somehow you're special, and then they treat you the same way. And you have changed your body to attract this. Girl. You see the women with the natural bodies. They're getting the same treatment as you, girl. You might be in a way to attract, but you be mindful of what you're attracting. And this idea of setting value to people in terms of, where they are socially, it is, a lot of people have saw that clip of that white woman telling her black boyfriend that I'm a white woman and I know from experience that coupling with black men is not looked at as a prize. He was all shifty in his, I can't agree with that. Of course. You're not going to be able to agree with that because it doesn't feed this narrative that you told yourself that all the women want you for your BBC, and you forget that that's all they want is the BBC. So you have whittled yourself down to a penis, making an average of $23,000 a year, and you think that you increase the value of a woman by partnering with them when all of these single mothers exist. Iggy, go write a rap about it, girl. That's all I have to say about it. Y'all, and non-black women, I'm telling y'all now, you changing your bodies to attract this type of man. And once you go black, you can't go back, girl. All right, next topic. I haven't watched the Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I haven't watched it yet. I keep falling asleep on it. I don't know why I'm not interested in it. I don't know why. Maybe because I really don't have any connection. I don't know. You might say I lose my black card, but I don't know who Ma Rainey is. I've never heard of her. I actually had to go watch some other YouTube stories on her before I actually go watch the movie, because I'm like, who is this woman? And she basically invented the blues, honey. And I do want to see it. There was a lot of controversy behind the film. I guess not choosing a black woman who was actually fat, but using Viola Davis to gain weight. So everybody has their issues with that. But I haven't been able to watch it. I'll probably watch it someday this week. Somebody wanted to talk to me about Kenya. Kenya's response to Porsha and Tamika Mallory. I think we did talk about that on Stereo. If you're not on Stereo, go download the app on App Store or Google Play, and you can listen to Nate and I's old episodes where we do talk about everything, and it's more raw and uncut. But we did talk about the fake activism or the performative activism, and I basically just said that, I've shared with you guys several times that I did not want to discuss Porsha's activism because my opinion about it is going to be unfavorable. And in an effort not to question someone's heart in their activism, I was going to remain quiet about it. But then I decided to say something when she sat on a national platform and said that violence against a woman was warranted and that she was in for a money grab. Now, I can really read Porsha down when it comes to money grabs, but I won't. We have Dennis and Cordell Stewart as a point of reference, okay? But when I saw her, them come after Kenya over a 7-second clip, I'm gonna give it at least 7 seconds. I don't think Kenya was on the screen that long. And for a real activist, Tamika Mallory, is a leader in our community. She speaks up when it's time, but for her to speak up for this and confirm what Kenya's suspicions were, but then not to even go on the whole clip. That's the reason why I didn't want to discuss it, because Black Lives Matter is a very serious movement and it should be taken seriously. It should not be used as fodder for a reality TV actor's storyline. And what happens is, when it's used as fodder, now the conversation is in the middle of reality TV and real stuff, right? And I'm not watching this to discuss Black Lives Matter, right? Although I think it's great. She put herself in a position to be arrested, decided to be arrested. We all know that sit-ins and protests and things like that is a form of activism. And we know that as a result, the outcome could be that you find yourself getting arrested for sitting in or whatever. We know how it works. So we know Kenya and Porsha's history. And so when Kenya is suspicious of her behavior, we're all going to remember their history and say, oh, she's just being shady. She's just being shady. If it had come from someone else, it would not have received the same response. It was because Kenya, who has a history and has also been assaulted by this woman, is questioning her activism, and Kenya is not a fan favorite. Porsha is, much like Monique. And you see they kind of operate in the same way. So Kenya making a response to that is always going to deem, oh, she's being shady. And Kenya says, you know, it's fake activism. When you feel that someone deserves violence against them, you're outside marching in the street for Breonna Taylor. That's very serious. Very serious. So serious that you came on your pop chat or whatever, what is it called? Top chat, I don't know what it's called, on Bravo with Giselle and those other two white ladies. You get on that platform and without even remembering your activism, you say that a black woman deserved violence against her. So now I'm questioning your activism, sweetie. Now I am. Because your message and your march don't match your words. And I'm so disappointed that Porsha has not grown since then. And I can see a lot of people have not grown since Porsha and Kenya had that physical altercation. A lot of people haven't, because they're using the same things and rationale to justify it, right? Even though this one person has shown that she resolves conflict with violence, not only on Kenya, but other people. Cynthia, the other girl she ran down the alley to try to get. She ran after somebody, much like Monique ran after somebody. But for you to be so biased and the lack of love that you have for Monique Samuels, you sat on television and victim blamed and said that the woman, like rape victims are accused of when they file civil suits, even though Candace didn't file a civil suit. they're accused of going after the money. That's what Porsha did. She said on TV, she didn't even have enough brains to say, although Monique is a very good friend of mine who I love and support, I have been through exactly what she's been through, and I grew from it. And while I love and support my friend, her actions were out of order. And I support her in any steps that she takes to ensure that she's able to handle herself and maintain self-control when she's around these group of women. I've learned it because I blah, 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 blah. But no, you were so set in your biases that after you came out, after you sat in the jail for Breonna Taylor, you set your big ass on TV and said that a woman deserved violence against her. Now I'm questioning your activism, bitch. Now I am. Because that's very serious. That's very serious. But she's in her biases. So, what do? She doesn't have enough sense. She doesn't have enough sense to even say, I don't see that it is an acceptable form of conflict resolution. While I understand she may have lost control, but it's not acceptable. It wasn't acceptable when I did it, and it's not acceptable when she did it. But that is my friend, and I will support her in whatever she needs in order to heal from this. Because clearly she's hurting too, right? But while she's hurting, instead of you guys, talking to her and saying, girl, let's see if we can figure out how we can maintain self-control in these environments, you are applauding it and fueling it. And then it's coming, she's distracting you with all these other fights and pastors and things. For what? Because she stepped out on a life that you all want to relate to, and that kind of garners some of your support of her. She doesn't even want it. I'm done talking about it. You can go watch that other video where I cussed y'all asses out about it. What else? That's enough videos on y'all. Erika Jayne and her husband, honey, what they're doing is trying to figure out how to get out of paying people some money back. So she's going to divorce him. It's a business, right? So you have to take one of the business partners out of the business, transfer the money to them, and so they're no longer seen as a wife. And so that money can sit over there with Erika Jayne, and he doesn't have to pay that money. And he could, whatever he loses on, it's going to be on him, not on her. That's how I see it. I don't believe any of the story. I don't believe Erika. I don't believe that, what's his name? Her husband. I don't believe he's cheated on her, all those snapshots. She's trying to do all of these things because they're trying to get out of pain. That's what I see from my perspective. All right, you guys, that's it. That's all I have to talk about. That's enough, right? I think that's enough. We got 3 videos today. Let's get down in the comments, like I said, and another thing, please, y'all, for those who deem Monique's actions as unacceptable, do not demonstrate that same behavior and get violent with other people in the comments. Understand, while you may think that frame of thinking is stupid, asinine, ridiculous, do not get violent with other people. Like I had to tell a girl on Twitter the other day, do you want to fight? Since y'all are trying to make excuses for fighting, is that the way you want to resolve this conflict? Oh, why would you say that to me? Because you are sitting here defending somebody who sees physical violence as a form of conflict resolution. So do you want to fight? No, of course you don't want to fight, but you're out here fueling this woman's and justifying her behavior. And you yourself don't want to fight. Y'all setting Monique up for failure. That's what y'all doing because you don't love her. Because if you loved her, you'd hold her stupid ass accountable. That was personal because she is stupid. Peace.